Head wrestling coach Scott Moore here. It's giving you guys a little rundown about the year. A lot of returners we're pretty excited about coming back this year. Starting off with returning All-American Dan Neff. Was an All-American last year, 149 pounds, dropping to 141 this year, nationally ranked in most of the rankings in the top 10. He's got to be our team leader this year. He's got to ignite our lineup coming out. We always got to expect him to get wins in those big matches this year, and we're excited about his senior season. Also excited about Bobby Ream making the drop to 133 this year from 141, was our EWL runner-up last year. Really had a good season last year, finished strong, beat a lot of national qualifiers, beat some nationally ranked guys. Looking for him to also be a team leader, but also one of those guys that just lead by example on the mat, whether it's fighting through the last whistle, beating those ranked guys, or just leading those younger guys into battle. So Bobby Ream's going to be a big impact in our program this year. Aaron McKinney, another senior in our program, 157 pounds last year at 165, had 32 wins, had a really great season, undefeated in EWL duels. Had some really solid wins throughout the year. We're looking for him to also be a senior leader, and dropping a weight class should give him a big advantage. He's a strong kid, wrestles hard. I think keeping him a little bit more consistent in those big matches, getting him a few bigger wins, and he's going to be at the national tournament this year for us. Also a senior coming back is Phil Sprankle at 197. Undefeated in our conference last year, had a bit of mono last year for about 6 weeks, and turned it on at the end of the year, but a little too late, and just didn't make that run at the end to make it to nationals. But we expect a lot from Phil. He's a hardworking, strong kid, really mature, and someone that we think are going to win a lot of matches this year for us. Also senior for us this year, Travis Moyer at 174, was hurt last season, but we're excited about what he can do this year in his last year, and really hard-working kid, great student, someone that we expect to see in and out of the lineup at 174. Last but not least, at 149 is Cody Wheeler. Wrestled at 133 last year, had a lot of good wins, beat a Cornell opponent in our match against them. Really solid competitor. He's going to be moving up to 149 due to the weight cut by Danny Neff to 41, and he's a guy that I think is going to come out strong. Moving up a weight class, he's not cutting as much weight, so he's going to have a lot of energy, a lot of explosiveness off the shots, and someone that's going to be an impact as far as the middle of the lineup in order for us to get some solid wins against this schedule that we have in place this year. We have a solid group of newcomers coming in as far as freshmen. We'll have to kind of make a determination early on who's going to wrestle, who's going to redshirt. Some of the guys that we're excited about, 125 pounds, Derek Golata was a 4-time Pennsylvania State place winner. He's in the room developing. He could see some time in the lineup at 125. At 141, DJ Fellman was a couple-time state place winner. He's been very competitive in the room against some of our better guys. You may see him in the lineup throughout the year. 165, Cody Cords, the defending state runner-up, is battling for the spot at 165. Also a tough competitor, just has a good style for college, and someone we'll see throughout the year, whether it's in the dual meets or in some competitions. And in a heavyweight, we have a good heavyweight backup in Keith Miller. You never know what's going to happen there, so he's been working hard. 295 pounds, feels well into the weight class, and someone you might see throughout the year at heavyweight. So we're excited to get those guys in the lineup, get them some experience, and get some development out of those guys. And one of our best recruits coming in was Kyle Shoup at 149. Not to leave him out. He's wrestling hard right now, really good on top, and could make an impact for us through the end of the season, and as he develops, into a well-rounded wrestler. Yeah, starting out the year, we got a tough schedule this year. We put that together because I thought we had one of our most talented teams, most experienced teams that we've had in a while. Starting off dual meet wise, we start off with Penn State right up the road. Preseason ranked #1 of the country. Should be a good test for our guys, but also a good opportunity to wrestle in front of 8,000 people in Rec Hall. Excited about that, just to test ourselves and put ourselves up against some of the best competition in the country. 2 days later, we're up in New York. We wrestle at Nebraska, which is another really tough Big Ten team. Similar situation. We're trying to wrestle the best guys, increase our RPI, give our guys an opportunity to battle against the best. A couple weeks later, we're back home here with matches against Purdue, another Big Ten team. We're on the road against West Virginia. We're excited about those duels. Second semester, we come back with duels against Michigan State, who's a Big Ten program. We also have Edinburgh at home. We're away at Bucknell, who should be a top 20 program this year. And then we finish a road trip at Rider, who's a really competitive team this year. So up and down the schedule, we're facing some pretty good teams. Overall, we probably have 7 or 8 top 20 programs, 4 or 5 Big Ten programs. But it's my belief in order to get better, you got to wrestle the best teams. And we really want to test this team to see where we can be at the end of the year. And if we can wrestle those guys and increase our level of intensity and increase our consistency throughout the year, I think we're going to be ready and poised to win an EWL title, which, this year we're hosting it. So it's exciting for us to be able to have it in our home gym and also have one of our strongest teams that we've had in a while. Looking to our goals for the season, it's pretty simple for us. Being able to maximize our potential and get our seniors out on the right foot. Having 4 or 5 seniors in the lineup, you want to make sure that those guys are reaching the potential and they're having a great experience in their senior year, and also developing some leadership abilities with our younger guys in the program. And ultimately we want to be a top 20 program. Ultimately we want to be PSAC champions, and then being able to win an EWL championship at home for the first time in close to 20 years on our home turf is something that we're going to pride ourselves on this year. And throughout the year, being consistent, getting our guys the right competition, and having some success. We'd like to get 5 or 6 guys at a national tournament in New York City and have a great performance for our crowd. And a lot of alumni, they're going to be at that event. And ultimately coming away with that tournament, getting as many guys wrestling to be All-American as possible, and putting a top 20 performance in place. Well, Dan's been a consistent contributor from the day he's walked on campus. His freshman year, he won 3 tournaments right away as a redshirt. Came back the next year, made it to the national tournament, had a lot of top 20 wins. Last year, capping off not only his 3rd trip to the national tournament, but becoming an All-American from an unseeded position was something that was pretty amazing. And the story behind it is much more impressive, knowing where he came from, the adversity that he faced along the way, some of the injuries that he had throughout the season. The idea of him moving up a weight class and not really cutting any weight, just kind of focusing on the fight, the effort, the technique, all that sort of culminated at the end of the year. And he had to beat a top 5 wrestler in a rider duel to even get a chance to go to nationals and put him in that consideration with the ranking. And I think he proved that he's one of the best wrestlers in the country. When he's on and he's focused, he's very dangerous. Dropping to 141 this year is something that was something he had really wanted to do to make a run at being a national champion this year. And we're excited for him and, leadership that he's been able to bring to our program. It's an impressive to not only put yourself at the national tournament, 4 years in a row, but to also, be an All-American and shooting to be a 2-time All-American and hopefully a national champion. So with our home schedule, very competitive, some Big Ten duels, some great EWL matchups. We look forward to seeing everybody in Thomas Fieldhouse this year. Thank you for your support. We'll see you soon.